everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we have something a little different. We're going to do two ponies. Not because this was my original plan, but because I thought I had ruined one of them. The ponies we're going to be working on today are called Sparkler, and they are Argentinian variants. In case you are new to the channel, variants are ponies that were made in other countries and usually have different colors and different poses. In this case, these were made by a company called Top Toys that had one of the Hasbro licenses for Latin America. So the reason I'm showing you a second pony now, these are two different ones, is because while I was working on the first, I made some mistakes that I will share with you. But the important part for today's video is that I have some helpers. My sister Paola and my niece Kitty were visiting me for New Year's, so we decided to all work together on these ponies. Although the base for these ponies is the same, we're going to do two very different things to honor sisterhood. So we hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get started. As usual, we're going to start the process by making sure the ponies are clean. Today we're using dish soap because it's blue. And we love blue, and it's also quite easy to handle. It also happens to be very effective at cutting oils and grease, and that's something we definitely want. So now I will let you enjoy the cleaning of the ponies with the fantastic help from Kitty, and we'll be back soon to explain the next steps and why we did the things we did. So this is where things went really wrong. Up to this point, the idea was just to fix this one pony for Paola, for my sister. She's an Argentinian pony collector. She bought it from Germany, where she lives. And I thought, well, we shouldn't cover the symbols with tempera paint, just in case we damage them. So why don't we use this cool glittery tape that Kitty got? Because it looks really nice. I bet it will look amazing in the video. You can see here we are very proud of ourselves. So we proceeded to apply the hydrogen peroxide to prepare the pony for the UV light chamber, and then we got a surprise, which you will see very soon. So far so good, the color is much better after a peroxide, it definitely helped. But the tape bled. I mean, in hindsight, this was very obvious, I think, but in the moment we were so excited about the glittery stuff that we didn't really think about it. And by we, I mean I didn't think about it, I should have. But anyway, luckily, I was able to repair this damage a little bit by using some acetone. But as you can imagine, I was feeling horrible for ruining my sister's pony. So luckily I had another sparkler in my collection, another Argentinian sparkler. And that's the reason why we have two ponies in this video, because I started repairing the second one. Then I realized that these pink marks were actually removable with acetone. And in the end, well, I guess it was fate. We ended up doing twin ponies. So for the second pony, which was going to be the only pony I was going to show, but then I thought, you can learn from my mistakes, never use colored tape. I am instead going to use tempera paint. And the one that will do the honors, because I don't want to mess up again, is my sister Paola. So as I said, we are going to be using tempera paint, which is very easy to wash. All you have to do after you cover the symbols and you do the peroxide is just soak the pony in some hot water that will loosen the tempera, and you will be able to remove it super easily without damaging any of the paint underneath. This is probably not necessary, also the symbols are obviously not intact anymore, but it's always a good idea because you never know with the Nirvana ponies, the variants, what kind of paint they use. Some colors are actually very weak, so by covering them with tempera, you know for sure that they will be protected against any damage from the UV light. One of the horns could use a little repair. You have two options here. You can sandpaper it down or you can add to it. In this case, I'm going to add to it with fine grain milliput, and I'm going to use some sculpting tools to make it look like the real one. Then I'm going to use files and sandpaper to make it a little smoother, and don't forget to add something to catch all the dust, because otherwise it will just get everywhere. Now it's time to paint those symbols and repair the eyes a little. To try and recreate this color, I'm going to be using acrylic paint. These are two different types of paint, although they're both from Vallejo or Vallejo, as we would say in Argentina. One is the game color range, which is a little thicker, and the other one is the air range, which is specially formulated for airbrushing. I do not airbrush yet. I really want to. But the good thing about this one is that it comes like pre-mixed with water, really nicely mixed. So it's very soft, very good for making lots of thin layers, which is something you want for the symbols because you don't want to see the brush strokes. I started with this mix for this side of the pony. In this light, it kind of looks similar. In real life, it wasn't the exact same shade. So I got some help from color mixing expert Paola to do a color you will see soon. But I'll let you enjoy the music for now. you can see Paola's much more systematic approach and a much better result too. The mix was a little more watery, so I had to do more layers in this case. And it does look a little messy so far, but don't worry, there's always time to fix things using magic acetone. If you're familiar with Argentinian variant ponies, you might recognize some of these colors. As we were fixing these sparklers, we were also dealing with some other Argentinian ponies that needed repairs. And well, Top Toys, the Argentinian Hasbro partner, had a thing for very particular colors. Lots of fuchsias and neon oranges, and as a result, lots of people love collecting ponies from South America because of these unexpected combinations, which were, by the way, not approved by Hasbro. I'll show you some of them soon too. But here, this is something new I'm trying. I wasn't sure if it will work. I think it kind of does. When you have a mark that would be very difficult to remove or impossible to remove, in this case it's pen, which would take about 2 months in the UV light chamber, or very strong sun, which we don't have here in England, then something you can do is just cover the mark using some acrylic paint. As you can see, this still needs some work. It's very common for symbols to not look great at all when you're finished, so there is a lot of repainting and retouching involved. This is normal, expected, and you should think of it as part of the learning process and the fun of repairing vintage toys. You shouldn't get discouraged if you have trouble doing some of these things. It takes time. Even experts don't get it right, and as long as you're willing to just go back and try again, ponies are very generous in that sense. Vinyl is a very easy material to work with. You can always erase, start again, and all the techniques and materials I use in the videos are fully reversible. When we both received these ponies, they didn't come with any hair. Now, if you look at the wiki, the My Little Wiki, where all the My Little Pony are listed, you can see that there are two main variants with different hair color. One is red and the other one is green. For our twin ponies, I chose the red and Paola chose the green. So now it is time for the rehair. This is my second favorite part of a restoration. I enjoy painting more than anything, but it is quite fun to do, and I think it's quite fun to watch, so I recorded more of it. Here you can see Kitty is helping me. So I will let you enjoy this part. I will just mention sorry, Bruno is crying in the background. I'll just mention that I will use two different tail techniques. The first one is the one you already know with the cable ties. The second one is closer to how these ponies were made, which was using just cord. And I thought it would be a good idea to try, because I heard that sometimes the cable ties could damage the hair. This hasn't happened to me yet, but I guess in time it is a possibility. So I just wanted to give that a try. So I'll let you this is a good time to make a pause, feed the beast, and I'll come back soon. Now it's time for the green hair pony. And like I said, we're going to use the string method for the tail. Here you can see Paola's first ever rehair. This was a lot of work, but I had some great helpers. So here are the ponies before. And here are the twin ponies after. I like that my pony, the little sis pony, has messy hair and bright colors, and the big sis pony is more elegant. So we hope you enjoyed this video, this collaboration New Year's special. And it was a lot of fun for us to make. It was great for me to have some assistance. I had a great time, and I'm very happy with the result and the symbolism of the sister ponies. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.